Now it is 3:52 p.m. Canoga Park, California, live from the Two Lane Life Studios with the Two Lane Wives. What's happening?
Yo.
Wow, this is the finishing year number 2. Can you believe it?
Well, not quite year 2.
Yeah,
We're
that's
18
right.
months. March will be 2 years old.
So it's like, well, we're going to go into 2022 and we got a lot of stuff to do, but we had a great 2021.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Oh, really good.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So did I.
Yeah, I was trying to rack the old memory bank. I mean, we did so many great rides this year. And it's hard to think back, what did we do in January of last year? Do you know?
I do not know.
Was
but
it,
I know that if you...
Didn't we head down to
Is it Death Valley?
Death Valley and do a thing through there?
We did. Wait, was that the infamous 190 highway?
Yeah, and then
Young Gun
that was after, but we went first, and then we went into Zabriskie Point. We went over to the Painter's Palette, and we did a little drone work there.
Was that from Coffee Cup? We went into Boulder City first?
That was late
Yeah,
We did a
because we were what in Death Valley like 3 times last year.
yeah, at least twice.
I don't know where.
And that was, Death Valley is going to be spectacular because we've been getting so much rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, we're setting record rain totals and snow totals. There's like 20 feet in Mammoth and Tahoe. So
I mean, it's 48 degrees outside, and it's been raining for the last day and a half straight.
and it
But
was,
that's a lot for us.
this is storm
That's
number
a lot.
2,
Yeah.
and we're getting 5 and 8 inches of rain every storm.
Yeah.
So as we get started, we had a great drop this week. We had our About Us as one of our first drops if you go way back in our history. But we thought it'd be kind of cool to update that and give more of a flavor on who we were, who our families were, how we got started. It's performing well. We've got almost 22,000 subscribers now in 18 months.
I think it's all uphill now.
It's really
No.
cool to see that.
Downhill or uphill?
It's
One or
still
the other.
uphill. I mean, the goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers, and so
Right.
and higher, but not bad for a year and a half.
Well, we did some incredible things this year. We did some incredible rides. We had some great people on our lives with us.
Yeah,
Um,
You sure have.
yeah, and this year's even going to get better. Our 2022. We have some great stuff planned, and we're going to share it obviously with everybody here. And I think you guys get ready because you're going to love it.
so we did a couple big rides. We did and the ladies, you guys were on this one when we went to Yellowstone, which was
Yes, that
Yeah.
was
wasn't that great?
That was
Jackson
spectacular.
Hole.
very fun ride.
What was your favorite part about that?
Gosh. Going to the cabin.
yeah,
Going to
that,
the cabin?
Going
yeah.
to the cabin. I
Okay.
loved going
Yeah,
to the
that
cabin.
was good, Laura.
The whole trip was amazing, but
Yes.
it was especially special to stay at their cabin and see where they go and hang out when they're on a family trip with their family.
Yeah, it was fun having you guys there.
Even though
So
it
the
was
cabin
quick.
she's talking about is Galen's family cabin. We've been there a few times with the guys. The girls Laura's been there once.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a great place
That
to
was.
stay.
So a lot of times when we have you guys on rides, both on Instagram and then when we drop the actual edit, we have viewers asking like, why do you guys like to ride? What do you pack? And so I think if we spend a little bit of time just kind of thinking about, it was funny, and I'll start off with a little bit. When I got the Harley, I bought Teresa an extra helmet because she didn't want to ride on it. And we still had the kids were still kind of at the house, but I would take off on the weekends and
So
go.
let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
You bought an extra helmet,
Yeah.
hoping Teresa would
Oh,
wear it.
I knew she'd go. And she comments about her hair and these kind of things. That wasn't it. It was more about not wanting to get on the back of the
No,
bike.
I was a little nervous. I'll admit it. I was nervous.
And then one day I came back and she was standing in the garage with her helmet on.
Just the helmet on?
Yeah.
Only the
No,
helmet.
he kept
Completely
going. He kept just
Completely
taking it off
naked.
without me.
Yeah, just the helmet only. She's not getting this.
No, I
had leathers
wasn't. I
on.
was not.
But that kind of started us riding. And so I took her through the Snake, the rock store, and then we went down to the beach. And she really kind of enjoyed being out. And so then it became this, I would call her like on a Friday and say, hey, pack the backpack, we're gonna take off and go somewhere. And she would be like, where are we going? And I said, we have no idea, let's just go find somewhere to stay tonight. And we'd take off and do that on a Friday and come back Saturday or Sunday. And that really kind of started us two-upping and riding together.
Yeah.
So wasn't that wild? I mean,
It was a way that we became closer.
right.
It was a way for us to just take off and just hang out, and I loved it. It was just you and me on the bike, and
Right.
it was fun.
Well, and when you say closer, I mean, you think about it, if you have children, and you guys can attest to this, you're together, you know, before children, and then here come the children, and now your entire focus tends to be, you know,
The
more
kids.
geared towards the
Right.
kids. And until they get to 17, 18 years old, you're pretty invested, or we were pretty invested in the kids' lives and wanted to make sure that, you know, we were there to support them. And then as they leave and go to college, or they leave and go start their businesses or whatever they do, we're sitting on the couch going, okay, now who are you again?
And
You
what
know.
did we used to do before we had kids with just the two of us?
But
Yeah.
yeah, and it did. It like being on the bike together was pretty awesome.
Yes.
What about you guys?
Yeah.
I mean,
When did you start riding?
we started doing a lot of local rides, going to
Yeah.
Malibu and doing some day rides. I don't remember.
But I waited about a year, 6 months to a year before I'd get on the back of the bike. I'm like, I want to make sure that he's comfortable going in, because
Yes.
we have so many canyons out here. I was like, okay, if I'm going to take a canyon ride, he's got to really know how to do all the turns.
Well, I did a lot-
just
yeah,
know,
that's good.
and I
Yeah.
wanted to, just to make sure. Granted, we were always in the motorcycle world, but it was dirt bikes. It wasn't street bike on the canyon. So I think probably about 6 months to a year. And-
Well, I wanted to get comfortable on the bike myself.
Yeah.
And so I would go ride with a guy named Sean Langham, and then I would go to,
Oh,
I'd
wait a
do
minute,
circles.
Don't use other names. This is two-lane line.
Yes, I would do circles in the street, and I would get comfortable on the bike till I felt good. And I wanted to be where I could go ride with a group of guys and not be the standout.
But speak about that a little, because it was your first Harley.
Yes, it was my very first Harley, which was a Road King.
Right.
Yeah,
So you decided to go get your license and get things moving along.
right.
And you failed your first, because you were on a stupid lighter bike.
Well, everyone told me, do it on this little bike. And I did it, and I put my foot down, done. I'll try the next size up, put my foot down, done. And they have no mercy.
Right.
They're like, so the last time I put my foot down, the guy's like, why don't you come back here during the week? At 5 o'clock, we're closed, and you can have fun and just ride all over this thing. So I got my Road King, and I actually did the test on my Road King and passed it.
Excellent.
So then we started riding little trips. I don't think we did we do overnight?
No, we would just take like to the beach, just little trips to Santa Barbara, things like that.
Right. What was
Yeah.
our first overnight trip, though? Was it
That was a long. I mean, our
was it
first
just
long trip.
us, or was it with a couple?
Was
Was
it
it
the
when
six?
was it when we went to the Grand
To
Canyon?
Grand Canyon.
Was it
That
the
might have
six?
been.
That might have been our first.
And
yeah,
that
they were
was a
make-
big trip.
That was.
For us. Thinking back on it now, that was a big
It was a
trip.
Well, it was funny because we went to the Grand Canyon and we drew a map, and we said we're going to stay in Kingman, which now Kingman we can go up there and have lunch and come home. You know, it's crazy, but
It is.
the whole thing unpacking and getting you guys on the bike.
Well, so because we had never been on an overnight trip, I remember Galen kept saying, everything's got to fit in this little backpack, this big. And we were, what, was it 5 days we were gone?
Yeah.
4 or 5 days?
4 nights, 5 days.
Yeah, and I was like, so that was probably the best packing I'd ever done.
It's
Yep.
not on. It's on spot focus, so it's not going to focus on it.
Okay.
Here.
So,
it up again.
He's going to show you our very first map, our very first trip. So we really planned these things out.
yes,
Yeah.
and it was fun. It was fun. You sent that out, and we were able to give that to the kids.
Right.
Show them where we were going to be. But the packing thing was unique because I don't think I could pack like that again.
Right.
Well, you guys have learned how to pack. You've learned how to wear, whether it's cold weather gear, hot gear. I mean, and these two wear their leather jackets even in the summer.
Even in 100 and 101,
For-
100. When
for
it was
protection.
111,
Yeah.
we did end up taking our jackets
Yeah.
off and wearing sleeves and a t-shirt, and we were dripping, so we definitely couldn't wear our jackets then.
But I
but-
want to go back to the first trip. because we show up with a backpack and our suit, and our saddlebags full.
Yeah.
Right.
You missed that
And you
part. I
guys had all
said-
the trunks. Oh,
Yeah,
you did say
I
that.
said you were adamant about we've got to make everything fit in this little backpack, and I was like, how am I going to do that? And then when we pulled up, Laura's like, everything you have is in that bag, and I'm like, yeah, Galen said.
I don't remember. We had a big
Yes,
suitcase.
no, we
Yeah,
did. We had a
and I
suitcase.
bought-
And I'm like,
that's
no
right.
way. You have everything in there, Teresa.
I bought my first Saddleman bag at
On the trip,
at
yes.
Kingman
Yes.
Harley dealership.
Yeah.
'Cause they had a big expo going on.
But you had a backpack and a cover, rain cover, and it blew off.
Yeah,
Never found it.
no. I
And
mean,
then you went and bought a
I had
saddle.
to buy another rain cover as well.
So we made it, what's Kingman?
It's kind of like
200
Josh taking the trailer out for the first time.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going on a long road trip, and I'm usually pretty prepared, and I was just not prepared.
But what is Kingman? 220 miles from here,
Yeah,
250? So that was our make it to Kingman, spend the night. I mean, now, like
We
I
just zoomed
said,
past Kingman.
the girls have done 680 miles
Yeah.
in a day. That was their longest day.
We've come a long way since
Yes.
then. You guys have really gone a long way, but we've come a long way since then, I believe, I feel like.
And I feel that we have because it's just so much fun. We
It
just
is.
really enjoy hanging out together, but just the journey of the trip, the sights we see.
Mhm.
I love stopping. Where are we going to eat? Even though it could just be some coffee shop.
Rinky dink somewhere.
Yep, mhm.
Just-
Where are we going to stay? Because we've stayed in some pretty divey places.
We have. So don't be thinking we're
Yeah.
staying in fancy
Well,
hotels.
usually
and
it's
stuff. We
good
don't.
places. The worst hotel we ever stayed in
Don't mention it.
was in Maine.
Our last
Oh,
stop.
that was
our
fun.
last stop.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was-
not a.
That was funky.
And that was 2 nights in that place.
That
and
was
that
scary.
Was scary. Yeah, that was not a good one.
Empty beer bottles in the hallway.
And Galen chased a raccoon.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Skunk.
In a
The
skunk,
skunk.
that's what it was. In the
But
parking lot.
It was a
Um,
good trip.
I'll tell you what. I think tap that mic right there.
Is it out?
That's the one.
Out?
Is there even? I don't. That one's not plugged in because I don't have 4 on here. So, anyway, we're sounding good. I just wanted to figure out which one it
Pope,
was
I think it's maybe just
because we took
Pull it
one of the
out.
wires on our last trip. No, as in I don't have a cable coming
doesn't
to my
have a
interface.
cable.
He's good.
We're good. We're good. It's
All
sounding
right,
all
don't
right.
Tell people that.
yes.
Hey guys, we know
Keep that out.
exactly what we're doing. Don't
So
worry.
what are some of the questions people have asked about our wives?
So let me scroll up to the top. We got all the good people in the house. Keith
all the good
Lowe,
people.
just want to say hi from South Louisiana. Y'all have inspired me to put more miles on this year.
Awesome.
Yes.
Let's see. We got Tampa in the house. We got Robert Stone Cold said Happy New Year's from Spartanburg, South Carolina. I've enjoyed
Happy
all
New
your
Year.
drops
New Year.
this year, and keep up and ride safe in 2022. Maybe we'll see you down the road.
Heck yes.
Sam says my wife rides her bike, and I love the time we have riding and eating somewhere and having a cold beer.
Awesome.
Isn't that
Right?
great?
Isn't that
Yes,
true?
that's
Can't
another
beat it.
thing. Have stopping for a drink is always that's good too.
a good treat.
Yeah.
Jason Widger, can you guys give me an address? Oh, okay. He's going to send us some stickers.
Excellent.
Eric Young, that's so funny. I bought a helmet today, hoping my wife would ride with me one day, and she did allow me to take her around the block.
Nice.
Ah,
That's
Well,
where it
have
starts.
your wife jump on here and listen because these ladies were in the same position and they actually enjoy and really want to go on as many trips as they can.
Yeah, we do. We were definitely not the wives that were like the typical wives get on the back of a bike. Not that there's any typical wife, but we just were.
Whoa.
We were scared. I shouldn't say that. We were like, wow, this is, I don't know. But
Yeah.
we've grown to love it. We've grown to love our trips, the time that we're riding around, just looking out at the sky.
Because it's always an adventure.
Hmm.
That's what's we just don't know what it's going to be, and
Yeah.
that's part of the fun.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Well,
And
we're
we're fine
lucky-
doing whatever. We don't care. We're not like, oh, we have to go here, we have to go there. We let the guys just tell us, okay, this is what we're doing. We're like, okay. And Teresa is so good about like, hey, whatever. And I feel like I'm like that too. So we are kind of a good
Well, I
match
think
for
the
these
four
guys.
of us and pretty much all the people that we ride with, I think we've aligned ourselves with a group of people that one of us can say, hey, let's go here. And we all usually say, all right, that sounds great. I mean,
Right.
it's never a fight, never a battle to go somewhere or eat somewhere. We all kind of like the same thing, so that works.
Yeah.
yes.
But I mean, you guys will have to probably admit a little bit that the last year and a half, our rides have changed a little. because we're getting into town a little bit later. We're doing
Yes.
more filming. But some of the places that we've gone, if we weren't two-lane, I'm not so sure we'd be up in the East Coast. I'm not so
Right.
sure. I mean, it'd be kind of a bucket list,
Right.
Yeah.
but
right.
I mean, this company's pushed us to go do that.
For
And
sure.
Right.
so we get some benefit out of that, but it
Yes.
has changed the riding a little bit.
Right,
Definitely
it has. A lot more stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still fun.
Right.
It's
I'd
always
like
fun
to say,
get
I mean, like, our company, I like to say, our brand that we have created, this brand that is now our lifestyle, that makes us go to these places. I like that brand, because we created a cool brand, right?
You gotta have a company to have a brand.
Nah, we're a brand.
What else we got? We got Luis in the house from Chile. We got Alex Chavez. Grand Canyon first trip is great. Good job.
All
Awesome.
right.
Tango says, "What's up, everyone? I've been riding for 47 years, and you guys have me more fired up now about riding and going places than I've been in many, many years. Thanks for doing what you do."
Awesome,
Awesome.
Tango.
Jerry Yu says, "You guys should write a book on your special trips with food stops and historic stops. We'll buy the first one." Well, you can get it for free at our blog, which we're about to be updating very soon. So check up on that. We got stops, eats, history, maps, stories, and a whole lot of yada yada.
But we have talked about doing a coffee table book that has
Yeah.
some stories and some great
Yes.
pictures in it, and so if that's of interest, it's nice to hear that
Yeah.
unsolicited comment.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because we could tell some stories.
We
you
could.
know?
For sure.
But so look, you guys have done a 650 or 80 mile day. You've done just little rides down to the coast or something. Is it your preference to be like go out 3 or 4 days, or is it a day ride, or does it matter?
I don't think it matters depending on the trip or whatever, but I mean, the longer rides are always fun. We spend more time together.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the longer rides now. We've gotten
Mhm.
to the point where it's like, oh, we're just going overnight, or oh, just 2 nights.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what about 3 or 4 nights? So I'm kind of liking the longer rides. Not, I like going out for a day
Yes.
ride
Right.
too.
But we really haven't done just a day ride
No,
in a long time.
we haven't.
Well, one thing we figured out, Galen and I, is Teresa and Laura actually, they really like us.
I would say they love it.
Yes.
I would say you're right.
We have FedEx?
No, we don't.
But
You know, there's always a delivery or something going on.
But that's, I kind of like that when I watch the lives.
You do?
I like that there's always like, oh, the phone's ringing or somebody's coming in.
something.
Yeah.
Well, we do have to
Something.
make our brand.
Our company work. No, at that point, I guess it's a company.
Can't have it both ways. But yeah, and speaking of that, I think we'd really like to thank from Josh, Lance, and I, all of you that have supported us this year in the store. I mean,
Yeah.
we've had a pretty crazy increase in the number of sales, and that just helps us buy equipment. It helps us go out and travel. We're still not taking much out of the company, but we're adding to the company, the brand. But all those sales, you definitely have helped us, and we want to thank you for that.
Yeah, that's a
And,
great thing.
and I want to say that I love reading and hearing all the positive comments that you guys get. I
too.
it makes me feel good to hear the things that you inspire people. They love watching you guys. I just think it's
And you
pretty
guys.
cool. Well, we're not in it as much, but yeah.
Right.
I mean, thank
they
goodness
do
they
say
say
that.
nice things
Yeah.
about
Right.
us.
They do
But-
say it. They'd say,
Yeah.
we love when the wives are there.
Yeah.
You should travel. Someone wrote today or yesterday, maybe you should travel more with the wives. At least you slow down and
Who
smell
was
the
that?
roses.
I like that. They don't always slow down.
Yeah, it's a whole different journey when we're going to Sturgis with 10 of our buddies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey.
But you're right, Teresa, because those comments do. It's just like, you know what? In this day and age, hearing positive things is
Yeah.
such a great thing.
So
as
the
opposed
typical
to-
thing is, hey, we come home, Galen and I have a trip. We tell you guys, hey, we got a trip. We're going to go here, and then you guys usually say, get the suit, get the bag out that goes on the bike, and we always say, pack as light as possible.
Always. They always say pack as light as possible. Teresa and I call each other.
All the time.
What are you bringing?
How many pairs of jeans? How many pairs of long sleeves? Are you bringing your blow dryer? Are you bring, you know?
What jacket are you bringing?
your
Okay,
blow
I
dryer.
know.
Bringing their blow
We
dryer.
do bring our blow dryers. We make sure that we are able to fit the necessities, and that's a necessity.
Yes, it is.
How
Yeah.
about your big brushes?
Yeah,
Brushes
they're
are- Yeah,
huge.
Yes.
Yes,
I mean,
and
can't
and,
we
and
find something a
that
little-
that'll be the last. No, that'll be the last thing I hand him is my
Right.
brushes, and I'm like, you be careful, don't smash the bristles.
My bristles.
The,
So we-
the funniest packing thing was when we pulled up at the Salt Lake Airport, and they had bags, and we said, only bring this, because Laura brought extra.
Teresa, listen.
I did
Oh, I
bring
listened.
extra. That's because it's like I didn't have the bike and the suitcase right there to go, okay, that's all I can fit. No, we were going on the plane. Oh, I could just throw a little bit more in here.
I'm
Oh.
like, what's this? What's
Oh
this?
yeah, he was doing that. I will say though, what is hard about packing for the bike is the shopping. If there's shopping wherever we are,
Oh, yeah.
it's really hard to get it home. We have to buy small
ship
stuff.
it.
We could do. We've
Yeah.
yet to do that to ship stuff home,
Yeah,
but
we've-
we're like,
And
it's
if you want
hard.
something bad enough, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
It's
That's
actually
like-
made us so we don't buy as much.
That's
We
true.
really don't.
They love cruising the small towns.
Yes, the boutiques
In the
and
quaint
the
boutique,
yes.
yes.
Yeah,
And they
do.
have the coolest little coffee shops and
They do.
bakeries and just boutiques and stuff like that. Bars, cute little bars.
They like the
Not cute,
bars.
but-
We like to frequent the bars.
Yeah.
We were just watching, actually, we were watching last night. We were watching one of them, and it was our trip to Durango.
Oh,
I
that
loved
was fun.
Durango. Durango
Yes.
was such a cool place. I loved the little town. That was a fun trip.
That was a great video. You can check out that Durango video. But I'll tell you, I said to her a few times, Josh isn't on this trip, and I can tell the filming. You and I
Yes.
did a great job of filming, but at one
What are you
point,
saying?
we're holding the GoPros facing each other, having a conversation. We did it on purpose.
Yes.
I think we got some comments like, your cameras are, but we wanted them to be seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's so go ahead.
Yeah, go.
I was gonna say what's so funny is when you guys did more of the filming, or you occasionally do. That's when we lose the GoPro, we lose the phone.
Oh, we just got called out.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if we need Josh.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
right.
Probably gonna get some
We need
comments
our
going
Josh.
there now.
Well, that's why I'm leaving this big old trailer. I'm off to the desert night, coming back.
But speaking of him.
That's our other son. We
I mean,
share him.
I was just
This
gonna
shared
say,
son.
you guys, I mean,
Yeah.
having part of the team and with you guys, there's been many a laugh around a dinner table
Yes.
at night.
Josh is always good for a laugh.
I do my best.
We always have a good time.
Josh is part of the family now. That's
Yes.
why we get pissed off at him a lot.
He's got how many dads and how many moms now? But
Yeah.
Laura and I do
77.
feel like we're his moms on
Right.
the on the trip. Where are your moms for now?
Wow, he's got 3 moms and
Yeah.
3 dads.
That's why he's getting out of town today.
Any more comments?
Yeah, we get a couple comments while I'm messing around with all these wires. Let's see, we got Big Al in the house. We got Dan and Jenny watching together. So a
Hi,
couple
guys.
of rides.
Hi.
Alex is watching with his wife too.
Hi,
Nice.
Alex.
Weston Custom says my wife's dad is still mad at me since she's only rode with and would get on the back of his bike.
Oh.
Eric Young, I guess the key is to not push her to ride and to let her decide to do it on her own.
Pretty much.
Well, once
yeah.
she decides to do it on her own, she gets out there and she smells the great smells of the open road and
You know?
has a great dinner and this and that, she's going to want to go again.
Yeah.
And that's our problem, because we don't want them around.
well, I walked
If
in.
we're going to be honest.
I walked in today and saw the board, and I was like, "Oh, are we going on this one?"
Yeah. Oh, it said Gettysburg. She's like,
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see.
we'll probably have you on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Then we got Eric, who's up next. Jerry Yu. We ride, and my wife usually falls asleep on the back.
Yes.
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 Yes. We
Um,
do the same.
Oh, I've seen it. D Rider. My wife used to ride on the back of my bike, then she got her own, and now I can't get her to ride on the back anymore.
Wow. Wow.
Well,
good, for her.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can handle that mentally. I think I would be freaking out and looking over and seeing my wife on a bike. I just don't know how I would be able to deal with that.
But if they chose to do it,
Right.
you gotta,
No
They'd start
worries.
their
Yeah,
own
no.
two-lane wives
Yeah.
company brand.
two-lane wives.
Two-lane wives.
Yes.
Channel coming soon.
Uncomfortable right on the back.
Yes.
Right.
You could do like a fashion, like small-town boutique.
Right.
We got Richard Vanderwerf. Hi, guys, from
Hi,
Squamish,
Richard.
BC.
Hi.
Making my first trip to Sturgis this coming August and can't wait to meet you guys. Love all your ride videos. Keep up the great work.
Awesome.
We'll be there.
Road to Nowhere says I just got off of a 2020 adventure bike. Wife wouldn't go near it. Bought a new Road Glide. Now she's excited and wants to do all that what the two-lane wives do.
Good.
Awesome.
Yay.
Boom.
Great to hear that.
M. Leather says, I just lost it because all these new comments popped up. Let me find it. There it is. My husband Drew and I are working on the Road Glide we purchased, waiting on the windshield you have coming our way, planning longer road trips, hopefully Route 66. Thanks for all the inspiration.
Awesome.
Thanks, Drew, and what's his wife's name?
M. Leather,
Oh.
something Leather. M.
M.
M Leather.
M. Leather.
We appreciate it. That windshield should be out shortly.
Boom. Tango said, Two Lane Life is much more than a company or brand. You guys have created a lifestyle.
We have. But you know what's really great? And it's really great for me to see this. I've known Galen for 30 years and, you know, in the financial service industry and he's helped me with some business banking stuff during the years. And now I sit there and look at him at a desk and instead of talking about a loan, he's sitting there telling people about what tail lights they need or what windshield they need. He knows the part numbers. I'm like, you're a motorcycle part guy now.
I know.
The
Gotta
knowledge.
get more business. I need to hire
knowledge.
someone.
And another thing that Galen does, and I've seen him do it through the year, and it's great, and I know that a lot of people, you guys out there know this. If you order something, if it's not in, or if there's a deadline or whatever, he's gonna call you, he's gonna talk to you. So the customer service that you get with the brand, with the company, he's very, very on top of wanting you guys to be satisfied and actually be our friends. So it's a really great Two Lane Life family for all of you guys to be involved with, and we appreciate that.
Well, I
Sure do.
appreciate the comment, but you and Josh also jump in. I mean, it's a three-man team.
Absolutely.
Like, we're all over the board doing, he's editing, then we pull him off, we gotta put a part up on the website.
Right.
Yeah.
He's gotta order something while we're out, he's shipping, you're doing the same, we got orders, let's get this stuff moving, it's just crazy.
Well, I used to
So-
give out my email a lot more for like parts questions and travel questions and this and that. And then lately I've been doing the whole, Galen at twolanelife.com. So
Good job.
it all
Good
comes
job.
But
around.
we need to do that to
We sure
free
do.
you up.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's, there's
I
something
wonder
to
if
be
there's-
said with,
yeah.
with having that one-on-one as opposed to calling and getting an answering machine and press one, to be
Right.
directed this. This way, this is the old style, and I love that because you don't get that. I
Well,
was it.
Well-
and I won't take all the credit either, but you've been at Thrashing 2.5 years, 3 years?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's a whole family that works in 2 buildings here that's in Canoga Park, and Mom works over with Son. And what about her part talk?
She's doing customer
I
service.
mean,
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
talking about risers and floorboards and.
But I don't really know what I'm talking about.
So yeah,
I heard you the other day. Is that for a 26 kinda? What's your bike?
Wow,
Yeah.
And we have some common customers too, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
People have called over there and recognized her voice.
Yeah.
From the
From the
videos,
videos,
yeah.
Kind of
Funny
funny.
stuff.
We got Steve Kramer. There was a couple other comments with my name in it, but this one's kind of funny. Steve Kramer, my daughter wants to know if Josh is single.
Ah, he's
No
not.
comment.
No comment.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see. Nut says, "Hey y'all, greetings from Wisconsin.
Hey,
you guys
Wisconsin.
ever been to the Milwaukee Rally?"
We have not. We've heard about that. We heard it's a great one. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll get with House of Harley and do something.
Is it from that?
I think it's there. I think that's the one he's talking about. There's a big rally that goes on.
I mean, we've been in Milwaukee, what, 5 times now?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Go there. You need to go. To
Let's see what else we got. Robert Stone Cold. Y'all need Josh, and also glad he's got a new bike. Looking forward to seeing what's being done with it. Yeah, it's the same exact bike I had for about 2 months, and then it got swooped,
Yeah.
stolen, and stripped down like a dirty little bike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna be doing the same thing to it, and then some. We'll see.
You know what I was just thinking? I just had a thought how cool this was. You and I have done a few different filming things with Harley.
Right.
You know, we do our own thing. But we actually, last week, Harley called us and said, we have a video shoot we'd like you guys to do on the new bikes, but we want your wives on the filming. So they got their first hire from Harley to be passengers with us on the new bikes.
Yes.
And it was fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Speak to that a little bit. Was it better than filming with us? Because you had like hair and makeup.
Yeah, and wardrobe.
And
Very
wardrobe.
different wardrobe.
Yeah.
I was wondering where it was when we walked in here today.
Food service. I mean, you had it everywhere.
Where's food service? Oh, it was fun. That was
Yeah.
a fun little treat to be able to do that. So,
Yeah,
How did you like the big arm swinging at
that
you?
was very
that was
cool.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
look at commercials now differently after doing
Yeah.
that. Just thinking about how they filmed it, and yeah, it was very cool.
They
There was a
shut down
camera car.
PCH.
Yeah.
With a long arm, and it would get in your face as you're riding. It was, yeah.
And they closed
That was
down
amazing.
PCH for us. It was
Yeah.
like
Wow.
they
That
closed
I
it.
felt
It
a
was
little
kind of
bad
like-
about.
Yeah,
I
me
did
too.
when I
Like,
saw the
wow.
traffic back up. But it was
PCH is the Pacific Coast Highway.
Out
The
in
famous
Alba.
rock that you see all the commercials filmed around, car
Yeah.
commercials, motorcycle commercials.
Point Magoo.
Point Magoo,
Rock.
Yeah.
Magoo Point. We got Big Al with maybe some tips for you gentlemen.
Excellent.
Said the good part of the wives with their own bike, you don't have to carry their gear.
No, there you go. That's true.
Let's see, we got Evalber Jorge Agra from Brazil. Said Happy New Year and a trip suggestion for 2022, California to Telluride, Colorado.
Oh, yes.
That's
That
a
would be a
good
good
one.
That could be a good one.
I think we've
We've done that, so if you're thinking about doing a Collis, and we'll help you with the route. That's actually our Durango drop.
Right.
We
Yep.
didn't go into Telluride.
No, we didn't.
That we were gonna go do the $1 Million Highway, does a loop.
Oh, yeah.
And drops you down through Telluride. But even going up to I-70 is just an amazing ride. Or coming back down the tunnels, the water, the,
Sure is. Well,
Really cool.
we got a specific question for Teresa.
uh-oh.
Hello, beautiful ladies. Blessed New Year. I need to know Teresa's secret for fabulous, full bouncy hair after wearing a helmet.
If you could see my hair before I blow dry it, you would not say that. I just have very wavy, frizzy hair.
Fabulous, full bouncy.
Yes, and it
I like that.
and it does that. So,
You
but thank
can-
you for that.
You can't put a pencil through Teresa's hair. It's that thick.
It's so thick.
But that's,
She has amazing
you
hair.
always comment about your helmet hair, but everyone always makes a comment, both of you, that how
Yeah.
do they get the hair?
Well, I learned how
this
to put
one.
my helmet on from Laura. Laura, I would say that when we started writing, I was like, Laura's hair always looks really good. And then I watched her, and then I asked her,
So
and
how
then
do,
she,
how do you put your helmet on?
you have to face the wind. Laura.
Yes.
Face the wind, so it's blowing.
Give
Let's
it,
blow
give
it
it
back.
trade secrets.
Yes.
Do what?
And then you-
So face the wind
You
and what?
face the wind, so it's blowing back, and then
Okay.
you just put it on very carefully. And I used to put my hair in a ponytail before I talked to Laura, and Laura's like, no, don't do that. It'll just mess
Kink
up
it.
your hair. Yeah,
Kinks it.
yeah. So it's
And
due to Laura.
the 3/4, or the modular, do you keep that up or do you?
Yes, that the modular we flip that up and put it on, and it's those have made. I think those are easier
Love
on the
that
hair.
helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
easier on the hair for sure.
Love the modular.
There you have it.
Definitely wouldn't ride without that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I
what else?
didn't like it at first. I was always like, I don't want the modular. I'm afraid. What if this pops up? Oh, I
Yeah.
won't go back again.
Yeah.
So what happens with the two of you if you have like a, I don't know, a mimosa or two?
Well, we have a good time.
Yeah.
We have a good time, and we just really enjoy the
Well,
ride.
we do on the early morning rides. If we stop for a mimosa, there's a couple places that make giant mimosas.
Well,
There's
make- I was gonna
somebody who
say
makes
somebody
a
makes
giant
some
mimosa.
giant-
And it's fun.
Yeah.
We look forward to that stop when along El Capitan,
El
right?
Capitan.
Yeah.
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 So they have both endured 70-mile-an-hour winds,
Oh,
Yeah,
Rain?
that was not fun.
snow, and cold, and heat. So they've been through it all.
I have to say that the winds, the
Is
70
the
miles,
worst.
that was the worst. That's what
I don't like the wind.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the rain or the snow either,
Right.
but I'd rather almost ride in that than
Than the
heavy
wind like
winds.
that.
I
Yeah,
agree
strong
with
winds.
that.
Leaning over, and that just is not a fun ride. And we did that for, gosh, it was a couple of hours, at least a couple of hours, right?
Yeah,
If not more, and that was
in some heavy winds.
So
Yeah.
what trips did they do this year? What trips?
Milwaukee.
They didn't.
The
West Co-
Yellowstone.
the East Coast,
East
Yellowstone.
Coast, Yellowstone.
And did we do, what year is this, 21?
We went
22.
Oh, we
somewhere.
do two
So
big
did we
trips.
do your birthday?
Grand Canyon
Grand
trip.
Canyon,
Oh,
right?
that was
That's
the
the
one
one
we
we
kicked it
started.
up. Was
Yes.
That was a
was
snow
that at the
trip.
beginning?
Yep.
Was
Yes.
that this year?
I think so.
No, you were 61 this year. We did that.
That
for
was the year
60.
before.
Yeah, the year
Oh, you
before.
told
Yeah.
Serge.
Whoa.
We did the Pacific Coast.
Ah,
We did.
Big Sur.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
how can we forget
did.
that?
Yeah, that was.
So
That was
three or
amazing.
four really
We did
nice
three.
trips,
Great
but
trips.
mind
Yeah.
you, they're all 4 to 5 day plus trips. They're not
Right.
little shorties.
No,
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
our first trip with Josh, I think.
that was.
Big trip with you.
yeah,
The PCH
Yeah.
one?
The,
Okay.
Yeah.
PCH Carmel.
Yep.
And then, you go to Carmel and you're thinking you're going to be, and it is beautiful. You're looking at the ocean and we had some sun, but when we got up to Carmel, every morning it was wet and
It was
rainy.
socked in
Cold,
and,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's still beautiful.
Oh, definitely beautiful. We got, my favorite thing was eating at the Hogsborough.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
That was a good time.
What do you think your favorite trip was this year? Do you think the East Coast one?
I think so. Yours
I mean,
was
I'm
probably
not,
the
I shouldn't
Yellowstone.
plant the seed, but
No,
No,
that's okay.
no. Oh,
Put
no.
it in there. Yellowstone was Yellowstone was very pretty. But I've been there many times. It's different on a bike for sure. But I did really enjoy the East Coast.
And I would say the East Coast too. Yellowstone, my favorite part of Yellowstone was going to your cabin. I loved all of Yellowstone, but that was my favorite part. But definitely, I felt like the whole time on our East Coast trip, I just kept saying, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I want to live here. Oh my gosh, look at these houses.
And
Oh my
it's
gosh,
made
this
you
is amazing."
Think that you want to come back.
Yeah, I so want to go back there. And it's definitely different on a bike. So you can see things and experience things in such a wonderful way. We just recently went to Las Vegas, just in the car the other day. And he went in the car with me to go visit my mom.
I was in a car.
And it's like, gosh, even just going there in the car, I was like, oh, I wish we could have taken the bike. It's too cold, and too quick of a trip. But definitely riding a bike is such an awesome way to travel. And I feel really blessed that we can all do it and that we are able to do it and that we enjoy our time together.
Well, we all
Yes.
look forward to it.
And Josh,
Yeah.
do you enjoy being with us?
I do.
Okay.
I surely do.
Because we really have fun with you.
Yeah.
It's always nice,
yeah.
We get in a little
Really good.
earlier. We eat a little better. We have
We
a few
tame
more
it
laughs.
down a little bit.
So it
huh?
is
Yeah.
a little bit different riding with Laura and I, you think?
No, it's just the same.
Yeah.
Down a little bit.
No, I mean we take a little more time to smell the roses for sure, and there's
Okay.
spend a little more time in towns. But all of our trips are very different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from each other anyway.
Yeah.
But it's always a good time.
What
Good.
do you think out of those trips was the most like awe moment, like something you saw? Was it the lighthouse in Lubeck? Was it the waterfalls in Niagara? Was it the geysers in the park?
All of them are so
I know,
Yeah.
but is
Yeah,
there
it's like,
one
how
that-
do you pick? But I have
Niagara
to say,
Falls
Niagara
was.
Falls.
I never thought I would go there, and then just to see it, we started running towards the water because you could hear it, you could see it, and my breath was taken away by it. I just did not expect it to look
be as
like
amazing as
yeah.
it was, huh?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to-
Yeah.
And
No,
then
no.
Just-
then the nighttime shots with the
Yeah.
coloring.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's
Just
great. How long
amazing.
have they been doing the coloring? I wonder. I don't know.
I don't
know. if you
know.
But it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like being at the lighthouse and looking across and seeing Nova Scotia, and then I get into the history of thinking that there's people from the Titanic that are buried. So I always immerse myself in what was happening
What was
here.
it like back
Even at
then?
Niagara, what was happening 100 years ago?
Right, going down in the
What-
barrels.
When they walked up and saw, these water, there wasn't railings and cement. It was just nature.
You mean the Lexan people that found them?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I forgot. And
Uh,
there was another favorite part of our Yellowstone trip were the falls.
Oh, Mesa Falls.
Oh
Yep,
my
that
gosh.
was
Yeah, that
awesome.
was
That
beautiful.
was, I guess I'm kind of attracted to waterfalls, so that was
Aren't we
so
all?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Not everybody's attracted to waterfalls. You've seen one, you've seen them all, but I'm not that way. I love all of them.
No, those were great.
Yeah.
And then to think about these incredible bison,
Yeah.
we came over this hill and they were all over the place.
Yeah.
But we were by the lodge and there was one just standing
Oh, yeah,
there.
that's
and how
right.
big and massive they are.
And it's weird, there's so many people, and we send each other pictures of bison and yellow at different places, and the more I see, you see that the bison is actually like a pretty iconic symbol in America, almost like the bald eagle, because there's like a fan base of bison,
Of course.
and they have it on Instagram, YouTube, and they're an incredible animal.
Yeah.
And they move, they're a lot quicker than you would think.
Oh, yeah.
They're very
Oh, yeah.
fast.
We had
Yeah.
one snorting
Yeah.
bass next to us.
Yeah,
that time,
yeah.
Let's see. We got, I guess, a quick comment from Tom Miller. Would like to see the engineers at Thrashing put together a stepped exhaust system, 2-into-1 into 2, as well as a long 2-into-1 for us gliding on our bagger glides.
Yeah.
You need to pass that along.
You guys
Probably
stay
not
tuned.
going to happen. But they have been talking about slip-ons,
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see.
But we'll see. The more that Lance gets into the bagger scene,
hmm
Right.
you can never say never.
Right.
All right, then we got Eric Martinez. What seat do you ride with the wives? Took my wife on a ride to Ojai into Carpinteria, and then back home into Santa Clarita, and she was about done with the stock Road Glide seat.
Oh.
Yeah,
not-
no.
I sat
No
on one of
stop.
those for an hour once, and I was done.
Yeah, definitely not.
We use the Road Sofa by Saddleman, extended reach, and we also have a pad if they need a pad.
The gel pad that you
Yeah,
just
that
throw on.
Saddleman
We
also.
took on the Yellowstone trip.
So they're a bit firmer, but the reason her butt hurt on the stock is those are so soft, they don't give you any support. But we're also
I know.
trying to work with Saddleman. We have some ideas on some seats that we think would be pretty good for the two
Oh,
upright.
yeah.
Because you want your wife to be comfortable.
Right.
then
Happy
one-
wife, happy life.
This is true. One more question for the ladies. I guess that's how the comment starts too. It says, one more question for the ladies. How do you keep any sunscreen and makeup off the inside of the helmet, if that's even possible, or the best way to remove it? Easiest way, don't wear any.
Gosh,
Well, we don't really wear
Right.
that much.
when we're riding.
No.
Makeup.
Especially like on our cheeks. No, we
Yes.
don't. It's like maybe when we stop them at night and we go get changed and all that, we put it on, but
Yeah.
we don't wear
Um,
that much.
But you can remove the pads from the helmet. You can remove them, and I put them in a lingerie bag, and we wash them and hang them dry.
All right.
Yeah.
Mine's just, I just leave the makeup in them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
The Harley helmets probably had a little bit of makeup.
left over.
So
Yeah,
one thing
they
is like
rubbed
when
it.
you go, Maine was a fantastic trip. Everything about it was awesome. The only thing we miss, and we're very thankful that Harley Davidson will loan us bikes on certain trips
Yeah.
like this, but there's nothing like having your own Harley. It's just because you're comfortable with it, you're used to it. You get on another bike, it's great, but yeah, I noticed it was hard to pack when the bike was somewhere else and you had to bring your stuff with you. It wasn't sitting in the garage, and you could just start test fitting.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like with us going to Utah and meeting you there, and that's why I had so much stuff, because it's like the bike wasn't there with me, and even though we had kind of pre-packed it and I'd sent him off with the stuff that I thought I'd need, of course, I thought I needed more. I
there's been-
I brought more stuff.
And did you use more?
No, I really didn't.
There's
I
several-
didn't need it. You're right, I didn't need it.
There's several nights I'm standing in the garage looking at my bike going, how am I gonna do this? We figure out a way though.
Yeah.
I thought it worked out pretty well the way we did the main with the Harley bikes there. I know what you're saying, it's confusing a little
Yeah.
bit, but I thought it ended up being, and I think I'm needing to get a tour pack, and I think you need to get some arms for yours, and
Well, I think we
Yeah,
talked about it. We
liked
need to
it.
get 2 Ultras that we have that are for when they go, and then just have our regular ones. When we,
or Road Glide Limiteds.
yes, yeah.
I mean, the Ultra, I'd like the
I guess they're
bar
both-
setup on the Street Glide better than I do the stock Street Glide better,
Right.
or Ultra than the Road Glide.
Right, right. Yes.
What are you eating over there,
I
Charlie?
need some almonds. I had to pull up my mic a little bit so I can chew. I don't hear all that crunching. Anyway, from Rich, Lancer Galen, how do you deal with helmet hair? Road to Nowhere says cowboy and baseball hats.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that does do it, but when you have a big beard, it's almost like the hair is a non-issue. It's the beard that now becomes the issue.
And
Yeah,
then he
so
also,
my buddy decided to put a little, Josh and I, we went on a little run to Arizona, and he put a little Balchinian on his beard.
I did a ponytail on my beard. And
Rubber
We're
band
just
that resembled,
giving him shit on the mics.
Well, you do
and
see that. Sometimes the
Yeah.
guys will
But
have really long beards.
this one
We
was
get off at
exception.
the gas station, and he's got this.
it
So,
stayed that
needless
way.
to say,
He
that
was.
went away quick.
Yeah, he was over that real quick.
Once you took that off, it was like it was in the perma stuck. And no matter what I did, it was
And
like,
That's why I told Teresa, don't use rubber bands in your hair,
That's
right?
right.
And
Yeah,
we're,
the king
we're
state.
filming, we're filming, and this guy is always, but the thing had a wave in it.
wait, where'd you come up with the Balchinian?
Because, well, it resembles, say you put a leash on a goat and you're walking behind him. It looked like a white goat. Anyway,
Balchinian was on
Ah.
Space, Spaceballs.
Balls, yep.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the dude with the,
Yeah.
Rich says, have you ever thought about buying a trailer for your stuff to pull behind the bike? Well,
No.
I certainly have for all the camera gear, but I don't think I'll do it quite yet.
Nah, I mean we actually saw trailers that one time they came into Grand Canyon caverns, and they looked exactly like a saddlebag.
Yeah.
Like they were a trailer.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
If we can't fit it without a trailer, then we aren't.
No,
going.
we don't get to go.
Yeah, that's right.
It's usually our stuff.
And then Russell Bonavie says, question for the guys, what footwear do they wear on the road during these long miles?
Right there.
These are Red Wing Ironworkers.
Good boot.
Great boot.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Got the Corbin Fire and Ice for the Ultra Limited. The cooling actually works. So I got a
Huh.
cooling seat from Corbin, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else we got? Packing the bikes is the key skill to traveling on them. Indeed.
Yes.
They said, is anyone, I missed it, who it was, but they said, is anyone retired?
No.
No.
I mean, I don't work in the financial services industry anymore, so I guess you could say I'm retired from that.
Yep. Now you just
But
work
we're
more and
working
get paid less.
24/7.
Yeah.
We really are, because we could be talking at 10 at night about something that's going on, but only because the trips are kind of like our life now, and that's
Well, and even on the trips, you guys are taking phone calls and,
Yeah.
doing all that kind of stuff. So,
Doing cards and stopping and filming and
Well,
I mean,
Right?
it's almost
Yeah.
it's almost more work filming all day than it is
Yes.
on a computer for 10 hours.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But and we're, I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, we're wed to this. I mean, there's posts going on constantly. There's 2 or 3
Right.
posts a day. There's stories going on, but it helps us spread the word. Helps us, maybe create sales for our brand. But it's a. I think I said it in the video. It's not work. It's
well, it makes
it's definitely more of a, for me, an enjoyment of seeing something that we're putting our blood, sweat, and tears into, and yet you can see the growth happening.
well.
Well,
I get off on the synergy.
Yeah,
I love this energy and the synergy, and I love when we're on trips. You can have a 500-mile day, but we make it into so much interesting aspects all along the way because we're seeing things, we're capturing moments, we're filming. It just eating, it just the whole thing is a great time. You
Well, I
know?
said a match made in heaven, I meant the two of us. Because oftentimes, like I'll come in the morning and I'll say, hey, I was thinking about this, you go, or you'll come in and say something, I was thinking about, and I go, because we both are thinking about it. And
Right.
same thing on the road, we both are looking at very similar things, and so,
Well, I think we're on the same cycle.
I'm not cycling.
I think it's really special how they started, and you saw it on their recent drop, their last drop. But the two of them would go on rides all the time. They'd go away for the weekend or over a day and come back and tell us all this stuff. And it was like, you guys are seeing all these cool things. You got to do something with this. And
Yes.
it's just fun to see how that has now
Evolved.
evolved.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it did not start with this
In mind.
intention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just has evolved into it, which
I
is
mean-
very
Yeah.
cool.
We have a studio.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, things you would
We gotta
never
invest in
expected.
some chairs though, because my
Right.
big leather chairs are cool, but, I mean, these are,
hard.
we need to figure out, it's just,
Well,
little
the
less
studio's
comfy.
evolved and it's been evolving, and every time we get a different guest and we have to have a different situation to
Yep.
create something, but I think I got some ideas.
but Josh is in your office, your old office.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
stole your office. I stole Lori's office. We knocked out a wall.
And we're gonna get some
It's not
other
Josh's
cameras so
office.
that we can point and you can
Yep.
actually see him doing his
Yeah.
Oh,
job
that
over
would be
there.
cool.
We have some new GoPros coming, some new stuff.
And I think this year we probably have collected, we've got about 70 patches. I'll bet we collected 40 of those this year.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that one?
Don't forget to send your patches.
Someone's hitting the mic.
Speaking of patches, well,
Yo.
you know the deal. on
This,
that.
so we were up at Riding with Yogurt. I don't know if he's on.
Oh,
or
he's
not.
on.
Shannon.
Hi,
Shannon.
Happy birthday.
And his brother-in-law is in Los Angeles LAPD, but this is a school patch.
Is
So
that
he does,
LAPD?
yeah, LAPD
Wow.
school patch. So we want to thank him for that. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
That's cool.
I just walked up to him and said, "Hey, do you have a patch laying around?" He's like,
Why'd
"I'll
you
get
rip
you
it off
one."
his arm?
Oh, he went up and cut it off.
So, speaking of things that were given to you, your brother,
Yeah,
for Christmas, he got you as what, Secret Santa?
he did.
What did he give
Well,
you?
we have we rotate names.
Repick names,
So
yeah.
check this out.
Wah.
Look at that clock.
So cool.
2-lane life clock. And
So
it's
cool.
4:45. Is that wrong or right?
Well, what's it say at the bottom?
It says time to ride.
Very
Right.
cool.
And then we got a
Uh-huh.
postcard the other day, and it says.
Wait.
Huh?
That was from your.
Well, Lisa,
Yeah, so
Lovely
we got a
daughter.
postcard that says, "We love Tulane. Merry Christmas. Can't wait to see your next trip. See you down the road. Your biggest fans." And it's Michaela, Alyssa, and Morgan. And I'm like, who the hell is that? And then I just dawned on me. I'm like, well, that's her writing. That's got to be Alyssa. They were at a restaurant in San Diego eating, and the restaurant gave them postcards to send out to people.
Really?
So they thought of us.
From the restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So their daughter sent them.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Thanks, Alyssa.
And Justin, thank you for letting me drive your truck today.
Yeah.
I don't own a car anymore.
Alyssa's probably watching because her mom's on.
Mhm.
She wants to check out the vibe.
She says, I watched the ones where you and Laura are on.
All right. So we got Michelle saying, Josh, congratulations on getting your Green King back. Thank you.
Yes.
Robert Villiard said, Lance and Galen, I just want to say your wives are so cute and funny with great personalities.
Aw.
They make you two look good, LOL.
We'll
And
take
Josh,
that. We'll take that.
and Josh, what an amazing
Thank
job.
you.
Tell them you need a raise. I'll see what I can do. Hook Dog, have your wives try using high tail hair on their helmets. My wife swears by it. No more tangle hair.
Oh,
High tail hair.
Oh, we'll have to
Okay,
look at that.
we'll have to look
Yeah.
that one
So it
up.
stops the tangle. I might need that for my beard.
Yeah.
Here too, yeah, especially at the bottom.
You know what you
Yeah,
should do?
it's
Just
blowing.
spray a whole can of hairspray on your hair. It'll be like a helmet.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all good.
Take-
Rich, do you plan your food stops or just stop anywhere? Depends on the restaurant or the city.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends where we are, what we feel like. We'll get on the intercoms and say, what are you guys thinking? Oh, look at this place. And boom, next thing you know.
But also sometimes
We're there.
don't you ask the locals, like,
Yep.
where should we eat here?
Yeah, I don't think
And-
we've ever really planned a food stop.
Except for Taco Bell.
I was
Yeah.
talking about sitting on the side of the
Yep.
building, eating outside.
Maybe Hog's Breath we planned because we
Yeah.
wanted to go there.
And we're
but-
staying there for the night.
Yeah.
But
You know.
I don't think, I mean, we typically just try to either ask the local or look up on Yelp or other reviews, restaurants in the town that are rated, and
We get
We
pretty
like-
lucky. We
Yes.
get really lucky with some good picks.
yeah, I mean,
Especially
We like
on
to
our last trip. It was
Try
awesome.
the local
Flavors.
flavors
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. How about when we were in Sandusky, Ohio, and
Oof, that was
that
good.
was the best.
That was really good.
Oh,
And we
that
went to have our breakfast?
Yes.
And for the 5 of us, it was
$25.
$25.
Oh, that place, yep.
That was big
Mhm.
breakfast for everyone. Coffee. I mean, it
Bacon,
was like
eggs, giant
Yeah.
yeah,
plates.
bacon, eggs, potatoes, lettuce. Sorry,
And they had
toast.
and they apologized for raising the prices.
Right. We were like, what?
What was it,
Oh my
$23
gosh,
yeah.
before?
That was amazing. It was great breakfast, great town.
But the
I think I like
ladies
everywhere.
asked us to leave a $25 tip. So we actually gave them $50.
Yeah.
Well, because it was so
Mhm.
Which is great.
inexpensive.
Which was still
You-
10
yeah.
Less
bucks a
than we
person.
would have paid
Yeah.
anyway.
This is the shaking hands with America.
Yes.
When you
Yeah.
get out
Indeed.
there in the middle of the country, from coast to coast, every state, we have run across really some of the greatest people.
We have.
Well,
So-
it's the whole thing about, falling in love with this great country again.
Yes.
She deserves it.
Yeah.
She does. Boy,
and
America
when we're out
does.
in these places and we're having conversations with people, I mean, her and her daughter were talking to us at the Sandusky General Restaurant,
Right.
family restaurant, whatever it
Right.
was. But yeah, I mean, it's get out and do it.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
How about that restaurant at night at the hotel with the tacos?
Oh.
And the,
Yeah, that was good.
Who would
too.
have thought in Sandusky,
Sandusky.
Ohio,
right,
you would have had a great taco like
Yeah.
that?
Right.
right. And then they were out of churros, but they had waffle churros.
That's right. Surprised us with a waffle churro. Yes.
So speaking of shaking hands, just other places, Paul Cohen says, would love to hear if they would be up for doing some European trips. Would love to hear and see their experiences, maybe a summer in Europe.
Oh yeah.
They would love it. I know we
Yes.
talked about it. Galen always says he wants to go over the pond, and I know the ladies would be absolutely thrilled while
We
they're
definitely want to
there.
go on
I
that
think
trip.
that would be an exploratory trip, though.
And while
first.
they're the three of them
No,
are there,
No, we want to go.
I'll do a live from Williams with Josh.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then Mick Evans says, for the girls, could you feel the difference between a street glide and a road glide?
No, I can't.
What could you feel the difference of, though? You asked for it in Durango,
The
Colorado.
shocks.
Yeah,
the-
what?
What?
Suspension.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
feel
the
a suspension,
suspension.
that's
that-
for sure.
Sorry, yeah, well, because we were stopped when we went to Durango, and I didn't think I would notice a difference, but I definitely
Yeah.
did.
Well, I think on a street glide and road glide, for them, they're identical from the fairing back, so they wouldn't really.
Yeah.
What suspension did you want?
Legend suspension.
Wow.
Yeah.
No shameless plug. She actually,
No,
at
yeah.
dinner,
I
was
said-
like one drink in. Where are my
Where's
legends?
the legends?
It's on camera.
Well, I
She did
did
say
see
that.
the text on her phone from Mary saying, plug Legends at some point.
Then we got Riding with Yogurt saying, what's up, Laura and Teresa? You look great, and Reese is watching too.
All
Hi,
right.
guys. Hi, Reese.
Culture, Lifestyle, and Travel says, question, would you be able to do an episode on how you all use your communications while riding? Also, if you roll into Miami, Florida, look me up. I have a motorcycle shop if you need anything.
Awesome.
And I'm getting a call from someone who just should be minding their own business.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you asked that question because rolling into 2020, we're going to have some comms set up where Laura and Teresa can actually have some conversations and share with you guys on the videos. So maybe in that video we'll tell them.
You're gonna
We
hear
didn't
what
sign
we
up for
say.
that.
Slow down, you asshole.
So Caitlin and I are, and neither are you two, connected. All the
No.
guys are connected, and it's a good thing that we're not connected.
We like
Yeah.
we like it that way.
Yes.
Did you hear that? It was a good thing that we're not connected. They have their time, we have our
Yeah.
time. We may
I
be
like
on the-
tapping him on
It's
the
an
shoulder,
important
make
lesson.
him pull his,
Yeah.
lift your lid and hey, and ask when are we stopping or this or that.
I mean, back in the day, you and I got very proficient with
Your hand
signals,
Yeah.
head movements, vibe, whatever vibe. We got this telepathic, get off here, do this, I'm hungry, I gotta go to the bathroom. Now the comms, for me, with you and Josh, have turned into like Comedy Central. You know, it's because with just nonstop bullshit and fun bullshit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I
They're
wonder
always,
what.
you can hear them laughing.
Yeah.
Can't you hear them
Yes.
laughing? You're like,
Yeah.
oh God, they must be saying something funny right
Oh,
now.
Or
I've
the
almost
hand
fallen off the
movement
bike. And she
even,
goes,
yeah.
what are you doing? And I'm just like, ah, laughing. Just, you know. Josh is a guy from like 3 different countries. when he's on that.
Sure am.
I think that would need to be a Patreon.
I think it would be. We'd have.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way we could keep that
There's
clean.
No way.
So I'm not quite sure what he means by how we use the communications, but
Yeah, if we go back to the question, I mean, we use Cardos for the 3 of us. These 2 are on Lexan.
And we hear our music. We play our music.
I think we're going to get him hooked up on some
We
cars.
listen to
We'll
books on
probably-
tape.
Uh-huh.
Do that, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't know if there's maybe it's one of our YouTube, our 2-lane clips. We could sit and do something and talk
Yeah.
about the
So they are,
sort of shorter drop.
one thing they do with their visual, they will be leaning over and checking our gas gauge. And they start worrying, and I know that Galen said, Teresa just asked me, are we going to make it?
Because that happened that one time.
That has
On
happened
our
a time or two.
Yes. Well, on the trip from Durango.
In New Mexico.
New Mexico,
But
and
it
we
was-
kept hitting gas stations that weren't open. And it was like we were on fumes for
Yeah.
sure. And Teresa actually did call me at that point and
Yeah.
was like,
Oh,
"Do you think we're gonna
are you
make it?"
scared?
And if we didn't make it, it would have been a great vlog.
Yeah.
But we were out nowhere. So
Hey,
um,
could you just let people know about what's the 2-lane life clips, right?
2-Lane Live Clips is our clips channel. If you just type that in under the search bar and filter it through channels, you'll see that. So we'll just be posting like shorter stuff through there, more specific kind of pieces of the video. So if we ride from point A to point B and there's all these cool little spots in between, we'll probably put some of those spots in there as their own little clip. So if you don't feel like watching the whole thing or just want to go back and watch some stuff over, then you know the vibe.
And what do they need to do?
Subscribe, do all that good stuff.
I think we had 36 last time we checked. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is on that
Yeah.
channel. I haven't checked in a
what's-
little bit.
What's ahead in 2022? Do we have any standout trips? I know we got a bunch going on. We're starting out, we're going to do a piece on Oatman to Seligman.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to change our vibe up just a hair on some drops, where we really get in touch with the local community, whether it be a restaurateur, whether it be a historian, a hotel owner, what have you. And we're going to really, for this first one, stick just to Route 66. And we know that it's going to be 100 years old in 4 years, I think it is now.
Right.
Because we want to start building up to that crescendo, and it'd be really cool to do something on the route during its 100th year.
Oh, I think we're going to run from Chicago to LA, and maybe with the ladies.
Well, and I think we've talked, there's a Route magazine that you guys should go look. It's a really cool magazine with great interviews and celebrities that are in there talking about it, people, riding motorcycles, taking old vintage cars. I mean, it's a really cool publication.
Yeah. We
And-
had a blast on Route 66.
Yeah,
didn't we?
I mean, I think that we could do something with them as well.
Yeah.
But then we're going to jump into something completely different.
And I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we're going to go with Randy Cummins, and we're going to get on some Pan Americas, and we're going to either head through the high desert somewhere or get up into the mountains if there's no snow. But it's going to be mostly off-road, and
So
so
that-
that's going to be cool.
The 2-Lane Life guys we're gonna have 4 Pan Americas,
Yeah.
Yo.
and we're gonna go on a great journey, and we're gonna be
Can't
on
wait.
dirt.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of build from there. We've got a special project that we were thinking about kind of in April that we won't divulge,
Yes.
but it should be pretty cool. And then, we've wanted to get out and see Letitia and maybe get out into Kentucky and Tennessee.
Yeah.
We haven't done that, and we've talked about doing this Gettysburg tour, go up and see Jeff and his family. but take you guys out there and
Yes.
run through and see some Civil War history and some other things. So
We
I
got a
think
lot of
we've got
stuff.
We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have some really cool lives as well. Like we've got some guests lined up that will start this year off well. We had some really cool ones towards the
Yeah,
end of the
you
year.
did. Boy.
Yeah.
You know, it was always about us just having discussion, but when we started bringing some of these incredible stories into the studio, I mean, it's just amazing.
Really,
Right.
it really
Yeah.
is.
You know,
Good conversation,
Great
good
guest.
talk, and
great people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing people.
You know, and we're trying to do a project with Aaron.
yeah.
That
Aaron
would be,
Baker.
Yeah, that would be really cool if that works out.
So, it's they need to look at some of our lives and see what we have going, because we have had some great conversations.
Yeah, I mean, especially the last 4 or 5. I mean, if you think about Steve, you think about
Aaron.
Aaron came in. We had Wigs for Kids. Brett came in.
Steve, Sims.
We had Steve Sims.
We went
Steve
to
Lee.
the bike shed, you, Josh, and I, for a little soft opening.
Yeah, that was
kind of.
cool. Met Dutch and his wife.
Yeah, so the bike
Um,
shed is a place to hang out. You get a membership. It's in downtown LA, and it's a great facility. It's kind of bizarre, but it's going to have a restaurant, bar.
It's got a tattoo parlor. It's got a barber shop. It's got a members only area.
And they have one in England.
They have one in England. Same concept, more of the community can meet up there and have a sandwich, or there's an event or what have you. It should be pretty cool.
It'll be
Very
interesting. But definitely go back and look at our last Wednesday's drop. It's only 8 minutes long. It's not our normal thing, but Galen and I are talking, and you'll see the ladies in this too, because it's some of the Milwaukee stuff. But it's
And then-
kind of just a little bit of the background of
And
what's
then
going on.
what's coming up, Josh?
So let's see. This coming Wednesday, a week from yesterday, we are dropping episode 1, which is day 1 and part of day 2 for the Mount Lemon Run short series. Basically, we start out filming in Salome, Arizona, end up in Gilbert to go see some friends, do a bike night out there, have some great food, some good riding, and then the next day we went to the USS Arizona
That was great.
Memorial, which was pretty rad. So we did something different on that little section. So it's a good video. And then right after that, we get into Mount Lemon.
So that's this Wednesday, and you got to
Yeah.
see it because there's a USS Arizona Memorial that the Pima Indian and some other people involved made this happen. But it's kind of like a replica in a way.
No, it's a memorial.
And they
I
outline
mean,
it
it's-
in lights.
Yeah,
It was, just we've talked about fate.
yeah,
And you talked earlier about, we're sending each other pictures of bison, and well, we both happen to follow Arizona,
yeah.
the state, and travel.
Right.
And we got up in the morning and we're having coffee, and you shot a text to us. And I came down, and you're like, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "Where is that?"
Right.
And we found it. It was
Wow.
only like 12 miles away from where we
Right.
were.
That's so cool.
We're like,
Yeah.
"What the hell is this thing?" And it only opened in 2020, February of 2020.
Oh,
So
wow.
under COVID,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't, they didn't really advertise much. And I mean, it's still, if you've been to the one in Honolulu, the memorial there, every time I go there, I draws
Well,
tears,
with tears, yeah.
And I got the similar feeling at this memorial,
Yeah.
just because of the history and what went on there. But yeah, it's an outline of the ship. At night, it's lit up. There's posts that are tall, and those are representing people that passed away, and there's shorter posts, and those are the people that survived. There are only 323 guys that survived,
Wow.
Right.
and just to happen on that,
Yeah. So if you're in the Scottsdale area, go check it out because it's really
I think
awesome.
the exit's McDonald.
And it doesn't
Really?
even cost.
No,
Nope.
You can just
Wow,
walk
really?
on.
Yeah.
So our
That's awesome.
sister-in-law, Susan, she saw it and she's like, "I thought you guys were in Hawaii when Galen posted that."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
well, that was pretty epic.
Well, we have ridden in Hawaii, so
Yes, we
you
have.
know.
Not on that island.
We have. Yeah.
We've ridden a lot of places.
We have. We had some comments today or yesterday saying, "Get up to Alaska,
That would
Wow,
be,
that would be cool.
yeah.
That would be awesome.
get up to Canada." Another one.
I
That'd
would
be great.
love to ride in Canada.
Yes.
Canada.
Canada.
Hopefully
Canada.
one day. Hopefully one day.
We can go to La Cañada.
There you go.
So we wrapping up? Is that where you're going with this?
No, just chilling, just thinking of that stuff, how
Yeah.
cool it was and
Yeah.
what they need to see. And is there any questions from any ladies
There's,
out
I'm gonna try and find them. We got a nice handful of comments in the past few minutes. Let's see. I'd love to hear if they would be up. Oh, we did that one. Europe. Hey guys, love the content. Look forward to your videos every week. Thank you, Tyrus. Hook Dog says, Josh, you get paid double when the girls go on a ride. Double the people, something the pay. Yeah, I do. It's still. No. Clock. Yes, it's 4:45 here in California. Did you guys make it to Madawaska while in Maine? It's the northeasternmost point of the U.S.
Well, that's
Was it called that?
So when we looked up Lubeck, at that tower, it said there was a rock there that had a plaque on it that said we were at the farthest northeastern point of the U.S.
And when I was doing some of the description stuff,
Yeah.
it said that the West Quoddy Lighthead was on the easternmost point of the continental United States. So I don't know if that is the point
So
or it's
maybe that's
on the
not
point.
the exact,
I'm not
but
quite
we-
sure. It was hard to find a real
But
answer.
the viewer can tell us.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, we had people saying, you guys need to ride the East Coast. Well, I think we did.
yeah.
I think
We did it our way,
Right.
but I think we did. I mean, we got pretty far east.
We did.
Yeah, and
we had
we-
long days. There were long
For
days
sure.
riding.
So from where to Rhode Island, all the way up to Maine. I mean, that's a nice.
That was a good run.
Yeah,
There it is. I look at the map. That's a third of the East Coast almost right there.
I mean, Florida still counts as the East Coast, right?
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
Okay. Let's see.
southeast.
Yep. Whiskey University says a whiskey distillery tour, guys. That'd be
Ooh.
cool.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Let's see. Legend suspension, hell yeah. I got 13-inch Revo A's as my rears and the Axio kits up front on my 20 Street Glide Special.
There you go.
Daryl Oaks said, loved Williams. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Yes.
Motorcycle, let's see. Get your kicks on Route 66. Road to Nowhere says Baja trip.
Yeah,
I
you never
would
know.
love to get Lance into Mexico, and after we went to Puerto Vallarta, maybe I'll get him down there.
Right. I mean, we were in Puerto Vallarta, but we were in the Romantica.
Alex Chavez says, just saw a drop on Angel the Barber talking about Route 66. So cool, all the history about Route 66.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
We'll-
meet
we'll-
Angel.
You might
We'll
see
be
him
talking
elsewhere.
with Angel.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tom Miller says Rocky Point Motorcycle Rally every November, south of the border, down Mexico way.
Wow.
November.
Thanks for answering. I appreciate all the answers. We appreciate you guys asking.
Yes.
Let's see. William says if you look up Madawaska Harley Davidson has a plaque that you can take pics of your bike. It's the northeastern, the northeaster,
Eastern.
not the eastern. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I
get it.
Yeah, it makes
read
sense if
that.
you don't think about it. We had some other comments that I kind of lost.
I
But
wonder, Daryl, you sent a couple pictures through. Didn't look like there was lots of visibility at the Grand Canyon. Hope you guys still enjoyed it. I mean, he told the kids for their Christmas, gift, he was going to take them to Williams
Aw.
and show them the Grand Canyon.
And he did, but when they have winter storms there, you kind of might
Yep.
not be able to see down in
It's
the bowl.
tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Russell Bonvy says, Josh, how much rim does not make it into the videos, and what cameras do you all shoot with, and what size card? How much rim? Not quite sure what that is. Make it to the videos. What cameras? So I got a GoPro 9, got a Sony A7 III, and a DJI Mavic Air 2.
And so if the cards that you get from us on a given video and
Uh-huh.
your cards,
How much RAM, maybe?
how much of that gets left on the
Yeah,
floor,
I mean,
cutting room floor?
On the drone, I only really have I think it's a 32 gig card. The compression that I use for the drones
Say it a
recorded.
different way.
I know, but the way he's asking what size cards
Oh,
we
he's
use.
asking cards.
28s or 30s?
We're
No, they're 64 and
128.
128.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of like a 5 to 7 day trip, we have about 500 gigabytes of footage.
A lot of
A lot
footage.
to go through.
But it's not
And
as
what
much.
is- what is the drop? A 20-minute drop ends up being.
I mean, the way it's exported, because there's just small, little, tiny sections of one clip that you actually get to see. You know, the videos are like 10 gigabytes for like a YouTube drop for 4K. I mean, the video that we put on YouTube that's 10 gigs. If I format it for Instagram, it's like 1.5. You know, so it's all different, just depending on where it gets posted.
Do you understand that?
So would we also
I
say
look at the
that
gigs.
90% of our filming gets thrown on the floor? No, serious. Because you
A
go
percentage.
through a lot.
Well, it's funny, on this drop we're dropping this coming Wednesday, I used every single clip I had, which is pretty rare, but we're just
Wow.
trying to not stretch it out, but make use of what we have.
But we didn't film as much.
Yeah, we didn't film
So
as
you
much
had to use-
precisely. So on our trips where we have more than enough film, we just we pick the best shots, and
And I think we're
makes everything
probably
fit.
getting a little better with you with the headsets and you directing us.
Oh,
a little
for
bit.
sure.
Come in and frame, out of frame.
Yeah, and even now, looking through the footage, I mean, we had a conversation a little while back on, what looks good, what shots go together. So if you film a truck passing, don't follow it, let them go out of frame, because the next video can be you two coming into the frame, and it, just as an example,
So
everything kind of matches
There's
together.
been a lot of learning that goes on, and
Yep.
then at the same time, you can say, Galen, put your hand down, I got the shot.
Yep.
Or Lance, I've got the flag, don't worry about it.
But it's cool, and
Yeah.
with the great range on the Cardos, we can actually do some drone shots and kind of orchestrate those from pretty far away. So that's always a good time.
But we've also talked about still take shots, because if you catch something, you don't
Yeah, it's
wanna-
not. It's just a fine balance,
Right.
There's rarely been a time where it's like, wow, I have way too much footage, because
Yeah.
I'd rather have too much than not enough.
Right.
And if you say, oh, don't film, then you don't capture.
Yeah, you got to catch.
The only time cool stuff gets caught on camera is when you press record. So
Well, and
Yeah.
I would just say this, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's been the last 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, but the quality of our drops is dramatically improved in such a way that it does, we get a lot of comments about people saying, I feel like I'm on the ride with you, you're bringing me into the ride. And it's because we're not kind of that typical point of view.
Right.
Not that that's just people, if they want to do that, that's their thing, but, we've always talked about how we make these cinematic and more flavorful, and you've done a hell of a job in layering and the shots, and I think, they're gonna see some really cool drone shots
They will.
on this one,
oh yeah.
because you're rubbing the canyon wall.
Well, yeah, on the Mount Lemon run, you guys actually unknowingly saw a couple of some cool shots from the Lemon run in this past Wednesday's drop. Just kind of snuck in there. We've always had this, the drone can only go about 55 miles an hour. So we've always kind of taken aerial videos at a slower speed than we'd actually ride. And now we kind of made some tweaks to our little formula, and having those full speed shots just look way better. I lost my train of thought, whatever you were talking about
You're
before.
too young.
But,
That's
yeah.
right. Oh, good. It happens
Just
to
trying
him
to
too.
improve our quality.
Oh yeah, so that's if you guys watch that video from this previous Wednesday, kind of telling the story of Two Lane Life, and then go watch one of the recent episodes from the East Coast, the series that we will be filming that will be released sometime after the Lemon Run. I forget what's coming first, what's coming second, but will be a mix of kind of those two formats where you're getting a little bit of like documentary style, but like a little bit of TV show style, and still some action, this and that. We're just three dudes experimenting, having a good time. So
I mean, our whole goal is to climb through your TV, climb through your computer screen, get into your living room, tell you about how great our trip was, how much fun we had, share it with you. So that's the goal, what we're trying to get.
that's
you
illegal
to
in
see.
12 states.
Yes.
Michael Patterson says, you guys are awesome.
Thanks, Michael.
Let's see. Mike Burma says, Burma with two U's. You should try Ohio, especially Southeast Ohio. Triple Nickel and lots of others. River Ride is awesome as well.
Awesome.
We've ridden through there, but we'll
We've
have
ridden,
to.
more through the top of Ohio.
Let's see. We got James Becker, proud Tulaner here from Texas.
Yes.
Awesome.
Michael Patterson says, come back to Texas and we'll go see Tennessee and the Carolinas.
There we go.
Yeah.
Big Al says, Josh, the super production manager. Yeah. Doug Amato, greetings from San Felipe, Baja, Mexico. Follow you guys on all your
Nice.
travels. Are you planning on doing any tours in British Columbia, Canada? Maybe
Yes.
At some
You
point.
could.
Yes.
That was a yes from Teresa.
Well, she's been there, we've been there, and it's beautiful.
You know, I was looking at the Instagram, and we have a lot of people from Brazil
Yes.
and Mexico.
And
Yeah.
Chile.
Yes, that are watching the two-lane life.
Yeah.
So the motorcycle community there must be big.
I mean, we got Canada, France, Brazil, Chile, a couple Peru comments.
Wow.
There's 51 countries,
Yep.
Awesome.
which is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know that everyone's into motorcycles, because we get people that are just travelers.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
which
think
is
they
cool.
like to see the travels on the bikes as well. So,
That's cool.
I mean, the majority are probably more motorcycle
Right.
driven, but yeah, to see the analytics, I mean, again, this is horrible in some ways, but it's
Right.
incredible in others. I mean,
Right,
we would
right.
not be able to do this with a brand or a company this way and have the growth we have by putting a print ad in a magazine.
Yep.
You know, and it cost us a hell of a
Well,
lot
you
more.
have the guy sitting on his toilet going, oh, look at two-lane life right here.
Why does he have to go to the toilet?
That's what
Having a
that,
cup of coffee.
if you go to a shop somewhere, usually the magazines are stacked on the toilet, you know?
There's some relevance there, I guess.
Let's see. Russell Parker says, just opened a gift from my wife, and it's the Two-Lane Life socks.
Awesome.
Looks like she knows how to
Yay.
shop.
She's a good wife.
Yeah.
Good wife.
What's her name?
That was Russell Parker.
What's her name?
Her name, I don't know.
Well,
Russell's
don't
wife.
answer. I
Um,
think I saw that order go out.
Let's see, and we got two comments about the same thing. So M. Leather said, can we see some funny outtakes at the end? And Hook
Yes.
Dog said, I would like to see a blooper video from your 2021 ride year where you laughed to the point tears are falling.
Yes.
Some of that-
you
some of that's
said
on
that.
camera.
That would
Probably
be
do
a
a
good
little
thing.
blooper.
Yes.
Dash up.
That would almost, we'll try and do
I
that.
like
That
that
would
idea.
probably take more time than 3 or 4 gnarly episodes just because going through all every
Oh.
single
Trying
clip
to
to
find
find
Yeah.
something where, but hey, who knows? I'll hire that kid that was on the corner earlier.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tracy Adams says, guys, headed out 66 from Chicago to Santa Monica in July. Love to see some trips on desert camping in the summer. Cheers for your good work. That
Awesome.
sounds, I would love to do
Awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Have fun on that.
Josh is going to do some desert camping this weekend, and it's raining and snowing up there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
I
pouring
just,
right
I just
now.
got a text from my buddy Alonzo, and we were going to kind of caravan up there, and he said, hey, did you check the 14? Because
Closed.
it is, you know. He said, I'm going to wait it out. So, I mean, I might even go late because it's saying 4 to 5 hours instead of 2.5.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
But when I look on here, it says 3, but, you know, they lie.
As Californians, you know, we're not used to all
That'll
this
clear it
weather.
out.
Well, yeah, I was passing people in a truck with a camper trailer and bikes. People just don't know how to drive in the rain. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was going slow.
Of course you are.
Let's see what else we got. Have you rode from the Mississippi headwaters to the Gulf Coast?
No, we
No.
have not. That would be something.
Uh-huh.
Hey, guess even when you whisper.
Hi, my name's Laura.
Oh, that's loud.
Was it really?
Yeah, because
Sorry.
only those 2 mics work.
Just
So,
when I were
when
When he
practicing
talks,
early.
when he talks, I gotta crank it
gotta
up. So
crank
when
the
you talk,
gain.
it like sounds like a radio station unless I turn.
It's okay. It's quite all right.
Whoa, even I just did it myself. Tracy Adams says, awesome, let's make it happen soon. We got Ari Promoto. Hi there, I'm Ari from Indonesia. I
Hello, Ari.
ride with my wife as well from Corpus Christi, Texas to Sturgis.
All right,
Awesome.
there we go.
Yes, sir. Well, I think we got through most of the comments.
A lot of people come from other countries
Yeah.
and
You guys-
run to Sturgis. It's like a thing to do.
You guys want to guess how long we're at?
Oh,
How long?
We're an hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and a half.
hour and 40.
An hour and 10. Did you say 10?
Yeah.
Sorry, an hour and 15.
Lance is the closest. We're hour 24 and 11, 12, 13 seconds. And we
Wow.
only have 7 hours left if you guys send us Patreon.
Well,
links.
is there one thing, if you could share with a two-lane wife out there that you would share? Ride safe, wear your gloves, what, is there
Get on the
anything-
bike and do
Yeah,
it.
I was just
and
gonna say, just ride.
And just ride.
Just go.
We wear our jeans, our boots, our leather jackets, whatever you're comfortable in.
It's
That's what we're
just
comfortable in.
fun. The sights, the smells,
Yeah. The stops.
yeah. The food, the drinks.
Uh-huh.
It's just all fun, and just get out and do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and do
It's a good
it.
time
Is it-
for sure.
Is it
Time.
time to ride?
Time to ride.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Scott Lynn says, I'm flying to LA from Ohio, getting a street glide and riding to Cabo San Lucas in
Wow.
February. So,
Wow.
Wow.
LA to
Stop by
Cabo.
the shop.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
Cove Park, California. Eagle Rider.
Joe with the blue Brookwood wagon. I don't know why I'm blinking. Joe Stuper. He did a Cabo ride for a while, and then he ended up doing some Florida, Texas gnarly loop. But
Nice.
he was sending pictures for the Feature Bike Friday from his Cabo ride. It looks like a pretty beautiful ride.
It would be. I can imagine that. Go down to Ensenada.
Yep.
So you guys hungry? Should we go eat dinner?
Yeah, let's go grab some grub.
Yeah.
Josh
So-
A
wants
little
to
bite to eat.
do
Get
some
on the
work.
road
Yeah.
soon.
We want to thank you guys for all the support in
Yes.
2021.
Yeah. Thank
Happy
you.
New Year. We have some great stuff ahead for you guys in 2022. And
hard to say.
can't wait to
Yeah.
share it.
Happy New Year to
Yes.
everyone.
Happy New Year.
Maybe a great one.
Uh-huh.
So subscribe to our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel, tell your friends. There's a lot of great things coming, and we need you to do that.
Mash that bell, thumbs up, give us a comment. Thank you all for the support. We really appreciate it. Go see twolanelife.com for your part needs.
So maybe instead of see
Okay.
you down the road, why don't we just give a big Happy New Year?
There you go.
You good with that?
I'm really starting to get bugged with you about the see down the road. You and Josh come up with this
Well-
thing, and it's a plan, and you don't share.
What?
Well, it's funny. I was looking at this footage from the video that is dropping next Wednesday,
Yeah.
and there was a severe lack of see you down the
Of
road.
course, because you guys are like,
Because we just
maybe people don't like it.
we started
We had
rationing
two
it out.
comments that said you're using it too much.
The bottom
No.
line is we like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
that's
using
what
it too
I'm
much.
saying.
So
That's
let's-
your
They
saying.
even build a shirt out of it with your
Yeah.
handwriting.
Whoa.
So we like
your
it.
saying.
We like the
We
see
can say
so,
Happy New Year.
so let's say Happy New Year, then see you
No,
down the
let's
road.
just throw it to Happy New Year.
Well, I like to see you down the road.
No, let's just,
Okay, this is how a lot of our
That's
trips
true.
are.
I don't want to eat yet. I don't want to
So-
get gas yet.
Ready?
Josh, can you come out?
Yeah, let me just, I'm going to turn this down a
Oh,
little bit
boy.
because, you know,
Throw the bean
Yeah.
down. You got some hat hair.
Here comes Josh.
Take a knee, fella.
So, ready for the Happy New Year? And then
I think
to see you
so.
down the road.
Okay, sure.
So,
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year,
Year
and
see you down the road.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you.
2022.
Probably
coming
way
up.
too loud.
Happy New Year
Probably.
to all.
Let's
That's
see.
right.
Yeah,
Healthy,
it was loud
safe,
as you
happy,
know what. Anyway,
and
see you down the road. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your grandmas. Tell just everyone later.
Woo!
Ah.
Wow.